Hey everybody, we are still looking at my crayfish tank. I've not yet broken it down, nor have I removed the crayfish and put them in my new native tank. But that's okay. I keep saying that that's still something I'm considering. I know a few people have said just do it already and get it over with, but I'm honestly still not sure I want to do that. I'm still considering it. I do have a couple of more fish in the native tank. I haven't shot any video about it or talked about them to anybody yet, but it does complicate the matter of putting the crayfish in the tank, because when the crayfish go in the tank, it's very likely that they will hunt some of the fish that are in there. And I don't mind that so much with the minnows, the golden shiners that I have in there. I bought them as bait fish, so I wasn't too worried about it. I kind of expected a lot of them to die. But because I have put some other fish in there that are there to serve a purpose for the time being, again, there will be video on this coming up very shortly, but those other fish that are in there I don't want eaten by crayfish, so I'm going to kind of be a little more reluctant to do something with these crayfish. I did see the other one out this morning again, and it is considerably smaller, and the claws are less blue than this one, so I can clearly tell them apart, not to mention the very obvious fact that this one is missing one of its front claws. He was out, so I just thought I would shoot a little bit of video, and again, I just, you know, they've become active again. They'd gone so dormant for so long, I wasn't seeing any movement or anything, and now I'm back to feeding the tank, and that's why he's out and about. I just sprinkled some fish food in there about 15 minutes ago, and it's just now starting to sink. You can still see a little bit of it floating on the surface. I don't know why, but I use the Marineland color enhancing flakes, and for some reason the red flakes tend not to sink, and the fish, and I mean all the fish, tend not to eat the red flakes. I don't know why that is, but I've heard other people say it, so I know it's not just me. So if you've never heard anybody else say it, it's not just you either. For some reason, those red flakes tend to get left alone by fish. I have no idea why. The only exception being my shiners and my gudgeon. My gudgeon just gulps at anything that's on the surface, and the shiners are the same way. They just attack anything that's in the water. I don't think they stop to bother and look at what color it is. Everybody else seems to not particularly care for the red flakes in the Marineland color enhancing food. So I'm really happy to see how active he is. I'm going to try to move. I got some stuff sitting on the table in front of the tank. That's what's giving you the glare off to the left. I'm going to try to move that without scaring him away. So we'll see what happens. Alright, well, that was successful. These really are interesting animals. I've been fascinated by crayfish ever since I was a kid. I've gone out and caught them in the stream and played with them and brought them home. I've used them for bait fishing. I've kept them in buckets. We've had races with them. And it's just fun having some in a little tank in my basement. I'm 45 years old, but the little kid in me still just has a blast sitting here watching these crayfish crawl around. They're just really, really interesting little animals. Super industrious. They never stop doing stuff. They're always in there digging and rooting and moving stuff around and creating little burrows for themselves. And, oh, see, there's the other one in the back. Well, we're probably getting into some fight action. This can be another Total Drama Crayfish series with that kind of excitement. So I've always said that 2 crayfish in a 10-gallon tank is a bit much. I'm really surprised that they're both still alive in such tight quarters. So my big 125 native tank, if the crayfish ever do wind up in there, I'm thinking probably 3 or 4 large crayfish in the bottom will be about all that tank would be able to support. Any more than that, and their territories will start overlapping and they'll start killing and eating each other. They're extremely territorial animals. So it looks like that's about it. Again, I just wanted to give you a look at them while I saw them out. It was a little impromptu video for you. So please subscribe, that way you won't miss anything. You never know what you're going to get. I always grab my camera whenever I see something exciting, and I am actually getting ready to work on a video right now about the nitrogen cycle. So make sure you're subscribed and you won't miss that or anything else I've got coming up. I am going to do some more video on that native tank too, because don't forget, I got some fish in there that we need to talk about. So I will see you real soon on the next one.